Right then, we're back on the E30, and in this video we're going through extending and relocating the wiring loom for the front end. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is my E30 Touring with an S38 swap. Just getting to the final steps now of the restoration. So for this episode, we're going to be going through the wiring. And I must say, I'm no auto electrician, I'm not an expert, I've just figured it out as I went along. So as you can see in the engine bay, I'm trying to keep it as shaved as possible, keep it nice and clean, and the wiring is no exception. Normally the fuse box sits in the left hand side of the bay, and then it runs down the wing. I want to change that. I've relocated the fuse box already to the inside of the car, and then I'm going to be running the wires down the wing and then across the front end, so it's similar to as it was, just a slightly different routing. So the first task was just to remove a few things, remove the bumper, start to get the wing off, so that can then reveal the wiring. So I have already kind of put the wiring in place along the wing, which I'll show you, but it's not done yet. That's just to kind of keep it out of the way for now, as the fuse box has already been moved. I will do the fuse box in another video. It's just not something I've finished yet because there's a lot more to do in there due to the standalone ECU going in there, distribution block, everything's going to go near the glove box or in it, which I'm yet to figure out as it's quite a big mess. So I will go into that in further detail in a future video, but for now let's just focus on the front end wiring and see how I figure all this out. Now I must say, I procrastinated this job for a very long time. I'm not very good with electronics. It's quite a daunting task, but honestly by the end of it, it works out pretty simple. All it was is basically 12 wires. So after trawling through all the wiring diagrams, I was able to get all the colours, and then I could label up each one to whether that's the fog light, the side light, which side that is. Now previously I cut the loom at a certain point, but luckily I got it about right. So as you can see, I've just labelled everything up here. Obviously you'd have a normally full one and you can label it up a lot easier than me kind of not guessing as such, but kind of hoping all the information I've read online is correct. So what I'm going to do now is connect the plugs up with the little pigtails that it's got, just so I can figure out where they all go, make sure everything works right, and we can figure out the lengths. So simply enough, there's 3 for the lights. You've got your high beam, your low beam, your side, you've got your fog light, you've got your indicator, and you've got your horn. That's all that's needed for my car personally for each side. So that's 6 for each side. But obviously for other cars, if you've got a fully original one, if you've got aircon, if you've got this and that, there may be more. So just make sure to not rely on this information, as yours may be different. Also what I found, even though you've got the right colours for the wires, usually the plugs are different shapes, so it's pretty hard to mismatch them, but you still can. Anyway, with that done, we can move on. So you can see here, this is as far as I got previously. So all I've done, I've drilled a bigger hole in the cabin, which is just below the wing, which means you can bring it out the car and then through the wing to the front, and then we can go from there. So that's with all these now labelled up, just to make sure that I've got everything the same. So you've got your right hand and your left hand. And here you can see I still left the front valance on, as I thought they ran across the front of the valance, but they don't, they run behind the valance. Fortunately, when I put my little wire clips on, I did them the wrong way around, so I kind of started off just on the wrong foot. But now all I'm simply going to do is start crimping, start heat shrinking, and start splicing in. So I was working from the plugs, extending to where I need, and then cutting for now. Do that on both the sides first, and then we can connect into the original loom. Everything that I've used I will include in the description, as there's a few little handy tips, such as the right crimp tools, adhesive layered heat shrink, and the correct wiring tape. And then this is when I realised I need to remove the valance. Now it is a bit of a shame that I have to remove the front end. I was hoping I'd be able to keep it on, and that's the main reason why I didn't do the wiring until this stage, as I thought I'd get away with it. But you just have to do it. Be really careful, make sure you're not damaging any paint. But with that off, we can now move on to the rest of the loom. So now that I know that everything's correct, I've got all the right wires, I've removed some like the wash pump, and then I've added some in like the fan wiring, so that can now all be wrapped up, ready to go. But there is something I didn't film, and that was the earths and how I worked that out. So as you can see here, there's only about 12 wires coming through, because you've got your 6 for the left hand side and your 6 for the right. So they're the 12 power cables. The earth can be obviously wherever you want, but with this car, I'm going on the wing. Little hole just at the end of the wing. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures to kind of explain what I mean next. But the right hand side, you've got these 6 plugs, or at least on mine, you've got 6 plugs. Then I've gone to about the middle of the car with the 6 earth wires, crimped them into a larger 2.5mm wire, which then follows all the way to and meets the left hand loom, and that will terminate at the same point as the left hand loom. And the left hand just has your 6 wires, and that goes up to the thicker wire from the right hand side. You'll see where I've kind of terminated the earths further on in the video, but for now, there's a lot of time lapses, so I'll put some music on. And there we go, that's the loom taped up, ready to go. All I need to do is add a little earth lug. We can do that very soon. But yeah, it took a lot longer than I expected. A lot of late nights, just spending an hour here and there trying to get it all done. All I'm doing here is adding a wash line that comes all the way from the rear as I've relocated the washer pump to the boot. When I first started doing this and showing what I was doing, I had a lot of concerned people as I didn't add any protection. But as you can see here, I was just mocking up at the time. I had everything in plan. So all this is some U-shaped edge protection. I've put it in more areas than I actually expected, but it's really, really handy stuff. Super easy to install, and you know that hopefully by protecting the wires, you shouldn't have too many issues. After that, I added some conduit that went all the way through the wing, just another bit of protection, just in case. Now you may be thinking, Liam, have you tested this? No, I may have totally missed it. Kind of got to a point where it was too late, so I may as well just plug it in and go for it. Now everything's nice and slack, there's no tension, nothing near any of the edges, so we're all ready to go with the valance. Now it is tight in there due to running a radiator that sits inside the core support rather than behind it, and then there's a fan on top of that, but it just squeezes in. But with everything on this car, space has always been a privilege. So I'm kind of used to it by now. Here you can see the earth crimp, so that has the large wire coming from the right hand side and then the 6 from the left. That connects up there, earthed in, and we're all ready to go for a test run. So there's a few issues initially. As you can see, this fog light here isn't working. Now, everything was going through my head, what's going on here, have I done the wiring right? And then all of a sudden, not even touching it, it kind of pranked me and went back on. And I wiggled the wires and can't get it to do it again. So whether that's just waking up or not, I don't know. But let's do a proper test run now. Let's get the side lights, got the low beams, got the fog lights, got the high beams. So far going well. Indicators wise, got the left, and we've got the right. So that means we're all good on the lighting. What about the horn? So perfect, all worked. Actually quite surprised as this is my first proper wiring job. As you can see, I'm really happy with it. But obviously now we've got the fuse box to work on. So I'll see you in the next one.